Make sure you disconnect the battery before you work on the engine bay.
Holy.
In our last video about the Magnuson Supercharger, we talked about how reliable and durable the Supercharger is and how it always gets us home safe on long road trips. So sure enough, after our latest road trip to North Carolina, we got home and I noticed there was a little bit of a play in my tensioner, and then the next day we lost our belt.
Bam.
So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to replace the tensioner and also replace the idler pulleys to make your Supercharger good as new. So since the Supercharger got us back home before it decided to throw the belt, we're stuck here in the garage. So our first step is going to be having Dom push us out of the garage, and we're going to start working on it. Lucky me. Look at those muscles.
No, don't do that.
Oh yeah, we're doing it. Keep it going, keep it going. Perfect. This video is sponsored by roadlesstravel.com. Make sure to grab a decal or a patch to show your support to the dirt. The tools for this install include a 1/2-inch breaker bar, a 15mm socket and extension, a 12mm socket and extension, and a cutter for the zip ties and the belt. Parts included for this install are a Dayco 89-280 tensioner, a Dayco 89-143 ribbed tensioner pulley, 2 Dayco 89-007 smooth pulleys, and a Dayco 89-009 ribbed pulley. And the belt used is a Gates 060700. So our first step, make sure you disconnect the battery before you work on the engine bay. Replacing the idler pulleys and the tensioner will be to cut off the belt. As you can see, this belt got damaged when it was thrown off. Right here, this smooth idler pulley, you can see it's missing the entire center hub, blew up because of dirt and grime getting in there. So go ahead and cut the belt. Okay, just get that out of the way and we'll remove it fully in a minute. So now we're also going to cut on the Supercharger setup. There's a little bracket, this hose zip tied to. We're going to cut these zip ties. Careful not to get the actual tubing right there. Okay. Okay, so there we go. So what we'll do, we'll take this bolt out. That's a 15mm.
You go do 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 do.
Okay, got that loosened up. We're gonna go ahead and take off the tensioner. That requires a 12mm. Yeah, check this out. So that was the pulley, and that was the bearing in the middle. And now to find the ratchet.
This is ratchet shit.
Oh, I think I found it. Voila. Clutch move of the day. This is a super long bolt. Very annoying. All right, so there it is. As you can tell, the tensioner has been around the block.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So while we're in here, we're gonna replace this other ribbed pulley as well. If we can get it off. If at first you don't succeed, breaker bar. Oh yeah, there we go. One more time just for kicks. Don't forget that tool's there. Don't forget. Okay, take this guy off. A little bit dirty, but we'll just save that in case we ever need that one again. We're gonna replace the ribbed pulley. This is a Dayco 89009. Let's go ahead and put it back in place. Make sure this is all free of any debris. Doesn't really matter which way it goes on there. So pop that on. Get this lined up. It's hot here in Florida.
It's hot.
Get on there nice and snug. Tension requires a 13 millimeter, so we're gonna go ahead and swap this out. So what goes on here is a Dayco 89143. Slide her on there. See, and if I wonder if they had these little shields, if that would help keep some mud and debris out of the other pulleys. What do you think? All right, important next step. Make sure you put your belt on. This is a Napa 060700. Put this on before you put the tensioner on, otherwise you'll be taking the tensioner off and doing it all over again. Oh, I screwed up.
Shit.
So we'll go ahead, we'll get this lined up. Get it all down here, and we don't have to get it on really all the way at this point. But we'll just get it set up. That way the tensioner can now go on. Let's go ahead and get the belt wrapped around the tensioner. You're gonna line this peg up with this little slot right here. And this bolt eventually gets torqued down to 18 foot-pounds, and the pulley next to it gets torqued down to 25 foot-pounds. But we'll do that after we get these installed. Now we're gonna put on the smooth idler. This is a Dayco 89007. Nice and clean looking. Look at that thing. Beautiful.
Would you look at it?
Okay, there's that. Okay, so now I just have to make sure we route the belts all correctly. So it looks like part of the belt got stuck. That's not great. And it got wrapped around the fan. What do you think?
Wow.
Not good. Not good at all. All right, so we got to take off the skid plate to get to the pulley with the power on it. I don't normally like doing this, but I want to knock it out quick. You can use this to take off your skid plate, but don't use it to put it on and torque it because you'll break off your nuts. No one wants that. Put on our safety glasses and we'll get this thing going. There's one. 2. 3. Here's the fun part. Here's the belt. Just gotta get this belt onto this pulley, like so. Not the easiest thing in the world, but easier with the skid plate off. So an easy way to remember this is that the rib pulleys will have the rib side of the belt on them. The smooth will not. Okay, so it actually needs to go on this pulley down here. All right, so we're gonna put the extension in. With a new belt and a new tensioner, everything was extra tight, so I asked Dom for a hand. So after slipping the belt over the nose bearing, I started the truck up to make sure that everything was working right. Oh yeah. So that's a wrap. We got the truck back up and running. We swapped out the idler, we swapped out the tensioner, and a couple of the smooth pulleys. If you liked this video and found it helpful, make sure to share it with your friends that are supercharged or that want to be supercharged, and make sure to subscribe. Until next time, to the dirt. A big shout out to my camera woman.
And that's a wrap.
Thank goodness for video editing.
Thank goodness you have a wife that will stand out in the heat and record for you.
That's true.
Holy